Rednecks on Comics. Forgot to introduce yourselves last time. I'm Daniel,
Mark.
and we're joined today right now by
David.
David. We're going to do things a little bit different. David's read the first issue of Batman That Laughs,
Yes.
and he's going to start off with his review.
All right. Wanted to pick this one. It's a fairly new book. There are 4 issues into it right now. Big Batman fan, so it's kind of near and dear to my heart. Written by Scott Snyder, art by Jock, and once I got into it, the first thing I noticed before I even got to reading was the art on it. Not what I expected on one of the newer released books, especially as far as it goes with some of the work that Snyder's done on some of the other books as far as writing. But yeah, don't like it as far as the art goes. Story was great. Good kind of a initial start with it on the bringing in of the Batman Who Laughs and how he is going to be introducing other characters into the Batman dimension that we're in now. Story flows good. Get to the end. Got a good ending on it. One that you kind of don't see coming until you read that last couple pages. But it was definitely a good read. Definitely be going for number 2. But the only downside, like I said, is the art. Probably because of that, I would go an 8 on it.
Well, this is one of my pulls. I've been keeping it up, and I believe we're on issue 4 now. 5.
Yeah, I think we're on 4. 5 should be due out soon.
I agree with you on the art myself, but it does get better. I mean, I'm not going to throw out some spoilers to anybody, but the artwork gets better. Storyline, to me, it's been a mediocre storyline so far. Like I say, it's along with the art, it gets better. Now, what do you think? I mean, you've been a lifelong Batman fan.
Yeah.
What do you think about Bruce Wayne Batman versus a Bruce Wayne Batman?
The way they're doing it, to me, it's trying to make it instead of a Batman versus Batman, it's more of a Joker versus Joker. Because they're trying to turn Batman into Joker to battle a Batman who's already like Joker. So, it's more of a, getting into it now, it's, more of a Joker versus Joker.
Well, not going to throw a spoiler out there, but the more you get into it, you realize there's more Bruce Wayne in the new Joker that you're saying than what you think they are.
Yeah.
Do you have any?
It's on my pull list too, and I've never been a big fan of Jock's art. Never have been, no matter what he did. Snyder, on the other hand, has wrote some classic
Yeah.
Batman stories. So I would agree with you. I'd give it I'd run it about an 8.
Well, I'm going to say, I'm going to be a little bit biased on it because I've kept up with the issues, and I'm still there. Like I say, it does get better. So if somebody wanted it at the run, I'd go a good 9 on it.
And like I said, other than the artwork, I was pleased with it, and it's one that I want to be adding to mine because of the storyline and things on it.
But I believe anybody would be impressed with it, as you go on.
It's got a good psychological twist.
Yes.
Yeah. And like I said, that twist at the end of the first volume with what happens with that one character.
Oh yeah.
With the trick gun.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah. Well, every book so far has had you guessing.
Yeah.
So. And so, your final thoughts on it? You recommend it?
I would recommend it. Like I said, story is great. everything as far as that goes. I was just hoping for more as far as the artwork on it. But as far as the book itself, definitely a recommend. It will keep you guessing as far as, like you said, the pop-ups and things like that on what happens at certain points. But definitely a read.
Well, I recommend it. Like I say, I've kept up with it. It's been a good one so far. What's your?
I recommend it. It's going to be a good story. I believe it's going to finish off well, unlike Unworthy Thor, but we're not going to talk about that right now.
Or Aquaman, anyways.
But
Well, I
believe
have to chime in one too, since you're talking about that. The Brave and the Bold series with Batman and Wonder Woman in it. Yeah.
that went the opposite way. The art was fantastic, and the storyline wasn't so great.
Yeah.
Well, Aquaman, it just sucked all the way around. But, anyways, your final thoughts.
Final thoughts on the book. It's definitely a good book to pick up. We're already in the second prints on number 1 and 2. If you're looking for a first print, you're going to have to get it as a back issue pull out of somebody's box at a local comic shop, hopefully.
Green Dragon.
And that's what we're all here really to do is share comic love with everybody. We love this stuff. That's the reason that we do this. That's the reason all these books behind you, all those are for sale, but most of them I have in my personal collection at home too. So it's a good book. I would recommend it.
Well, there you have it. You got the Rednecks on Comics approval. We thank David for joining us today.
Happy to be here, guys.
We'll see him back again. He'll be back. He's going to be one of our regulars. But we do thank you.
All right. I appreciate it.
All right, next up, we either got Black Hammer or Indy Yankee. I can't say it without a straight face. I'm sorry. We got Black Hammer. And his review is going to be on Deathstroke number 42.
Indeed.
I don't know if you can see the cover, but that is one sweet cover to that comic.
You know, as far as the cover goes, as far as art, that's probably the only good piece of art. And I mean, to me, really, that art was really mediocre. I did not read who the artist was, but it could have been a lot better in my own standpoint. But I mean, as far as the storyline goes, I mean, just to jump into the middle, it actually did catch me like almost right away. Because I mean, I love Titans. That's just something I've always been. Young Justice, Teen Titans is something I've always really liked. And this right here, this comic book, it picked up with Slade Wilson in Arkham. Or was he in Arkham? Might have been. Either way, he's tied up, and as you go through it, you're watching was it Black Rock, and he's in a conflict with the Titans after leaving the hospital, talking to his mom. And something that threw me off is there's a lot of, it seemed like inner dialogue, but then as you read it, you come to find out it's actually Slade hacked into their computer system or their comm system. So what I thought was inner dialogue was actually Slade being an ass jerk. My bad.
Well, let me go ahead and say now, if you get butt hurt, this is not the show for you.
Yeah, probably not.
We kind of had to settle down before we even started. So, anyways, you can go ahead. And I saw how you had that black in there. Thought if I were bringing race, so
Yeah. But in the long run, following the storyline, you get to it. It is an amazing cliffhanger at the end of it. It leaves you. So I'm definitely probably going to pick up number 1.
Our flipping tech guy with his fingers again. Yeah, I like you too. We ain't going to make Jonathan
as
jealous.
far as like for me just jumping into a series though.
Yeah, it's hard to jump into any series, especially if you ain't been keeping up with it.
Well, right now would be a good time to jump in on that book because it's the Terminus agenda is going on, running between it and Teen Titans, and it's going to be a good storyline.
Oh yeah, but like I said, I've always just thought about Teen Titans. Especially when they ran the Brother Blood series, like that whole. That's what originally pulled me into Teen Titans. because Brother Blood's just amazing.
Yeah, well now Damien is the lead of the Titans.
Yeah, he's pulling.
Damien is
T1.
just he's
the glorious leader.
Yeah, he's a young Batman.
Yeah.
He's got the attitude and everything.
Grandson of Ra's al Ghul. Come on, bro. He just got
Can't
it.
get no better. I haven't read any of the Deathstroke. Have you?
I have actually been reading Deathstroke since the first series came out years
Okay.
ago, and I've always loved Deathstroke as a character. And since they turned him from, straight up villain to kind of anti-hero, it's been a whole lot better, in my opinion, because you get to see
The soldier turned villain.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's iconic.
Well, the only thing, Deathstroke just, it's appealing characters to other comics that I've read. Last Deathstroke I read was Deathstroke and Yogi Bear, and that sucked. Just saying.
It wasn't that bad.
They mellowed him down and made Yogi such a hero that it's sad.
Yeah, but Yogi paid him in picnic baskets. How do you beat that?
Well, I'm glad we all have our opinions, because sure suck. But anyways, no, it wasn't that bad. It's just, I was expecting more. But I'll let you all do the final judge on that, because, like I say, I read it, and there it goes.
This guy.
Yeah. Flipping Daniel.
Yeah, I mean, but as far as it goes, I mean, other than the artwork, I enjoyed the storyline. I enjoyed the concept of it. But because of the artwork, to me, like, just being bleh, like they didn't put no time into it, really, I'd probably give it a 7.
Well, would you recommend it?
I would recommend it, because I'm definitely going to pick up number 1 and try to, because I would love to get into the series. Like I said, I really enjoyed the storyline. It was nice, but I'm really picky on artwork.
Well, yeah, me too. And it's funny how a story can pull the artwork along.
Yes, it can.
But you can't have artwork that pulls the story along.
No.
It's just impossible. So, your thoughts?
I've enjoyed the series so far. Terminus Agenda has been good. Not quite on par with the older original Teen Titans stories that they did, but it's been one of probably my top 8-10 books.
And that's another thing, is this does refer to some of the older Titans, like when Slight's talking, like, I'm not got a problem with the new kids, it's the old ones, it's pretty good. Like I said, it's really nice. A couple plot twists going on. Good. Good read, crappy art.
Well, there you have it. They recommend it. Not too good on the art, but everything can't be perfect. But we think Black Hammer, he's going to be another regular.
Don't forget to catch the live stream auction, y'all, because for real, we sound some good stuff. Good quality gold.
That's a combination of Green Dragon and Border Town comics. We get together usually about every other week and do the live sales.
Now, is there any way we can put a link to that? So you can find it on our link. Okay, lips.
Y'all just don't understand.
Just don't understand.
The tech guy's sitting back here with this huge Santa Claus hat on, and every time he shakes his head, he
Is there any way of flipping that around just for a second for the tech guy?
Blaze, walk over here.
No, you
first.
got it. Yeah, just walk
Blaze,
over here.
let's just walk over here.
Come on.
Blaze.
Leave it
bro,
on.
Bro, put the hat on.
Come on, Blaze. Our flipping tech guy. Come on. Just for a quick second. I want everybody to see what we've got to put up with right now. And if you see us bust out laughing, this is why.
It's really hard to keep focused with this behind the camera.
Come on over now. You know where that camera reaches. Don't be
come
lying.
on.
Come on. Look at that section. It's right here. I mean, come on. All right, but we do think Black Hammer.
Right on. My pleasure being here, guys.
And Blaze just knocked the books off as he went by.
Yeah.
So it's raining.
You
Wonder
just bought
Women.
like I'm in heaven. Not raining men, Jonathan. You'll be all right. Calm down. All right. Next up. All right, we got a technical difficulty, and it ain't the flipping tech guy.
Well, actually, it was.
Well, yeah. I'm sorry. Don't set it up.
There she is.
It's gonna fall. Just set them on that box. We said we was gonna get better as this goes on. We might lie just a little bit.
Well, if the tech guy would quit telling me to twist the book every time I set it on the easel, we'd probably be okay.
Thank you. All right, Jonathan, you're up next, buddy. What was the name of yours? Shredder in Hell.
Yeah, my book was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Teenage what?
Teenage Mutant Ninja
Okay.
Turtles. Shredder in Hell. What did you hear?
That's sort of what it sounded like to me over here too. Just saying.
Now we discussed this. We had that option. You either going to freeze up or go 100 mile an hour, right? So
Slow down.
Okay.
Okay. Be like us Yankees. Or Yankees. Be like us Yankees. You know, Southern. You're the South, so calm down. I just can't believe I call myself a Yankee. Get a rope, boys. That just got me banned. Okay, Shredder in Hell. Hey, gosh. Go ahead.
So, I've kept in touch with a little bit of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comics throughout the years. I've always been a fan, watched the 80s cartoons, watched the movies. This is... What are you hearing?
When you say Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, just slow down a little bit. Seriously.
Should I just say TMNT?
No, because that's going to sound worse. I'm sorry.
And this is where the video goes to hell. And that's
We're
why the
doing
book's
this
called-
All right. Whew. Anyways.
By the way, Jonathan will only be reviewing independent comics for us because he has no taste in mainstream books. Anyway, go ahead.
I like Aquaman.
That's a problem. You really going to throw that shit come out? I like Aquaman. I have taste. Oh my god. All right.
Okay, let's get on with the book.
So pretty much this book starts off with Shredder actually being dead. The very first page is showing a decapitated, mummified corpse of Shredder, and you're going through the story on what he perceives as a dream, seeing him and Splinter as young kids in the forest. But it doesn't exactly continue that way as the nice set dream, and things start to go a little right towards the end, including something that looks... What the hell are you doing over there?
Oh my gosh. Well, it was nice knowing y'all. I'm glad you watched it so far. You two might kick us off. No, I've seen worse crap than this. We should be safe.
Yeah, probably.
But I'm going to give you a little bit of hint. You've kind of went through the whole book and spoiled everything for the viewers.
And this is a brand new number
It's
one.
number one. So, kind of back dial it just a little bit. Just saying. I mean,
How was the art?
Yeah.
How was the art?
The art, in all honestly, this is some of the best art I've seen in the book since the Batman Hush that you let me borrow. The director's cut, black and white, because this is the director's edition of it. Yes, I really did compare it to Hush.
Keep on. You're up, man.
But this is all black and white in this edition. You do see what some of the color is, because they do have a few pages on there. But the amount of detail that the guy that wrote it, because he was also the main artist in it, it is a phenomenal book. And I think we're having more problems out of black camera than me.
That's what she said. Leave it till the black hammer does it every time. That's what guys ain't got chance. I'm sorry, Mama. I'm sorry, Mark, Mama. Oh my gosh. Anyways, all right. Well, Mark hadn't read it. I took time to go ahead and read it.
I think Mark refuses to read it.
Yeah, he said anything you read he couldn't like. But
I did say that.
the artwork, it was good. I'm not going to compare it by no means to Hush. That's just an abomination. But it is good. It's the director's cut, so it's in black and white. Story was real good. Puts a different side on, different take to Shredder.
Yeah, instead of just the pure power hungry, we actually see what
Kind of a softer side. Yeah.
Definitely a softer side.
And all through the book, there's hidden details that we read it last night, and you showed me one little thing we did never one call.
Yeah, because I actually read it twice. One time before we actually did this video, just to keep refreshing, and it's just little tiny details, even on a second reading, a second go through of it, that I didn't notice the first time around on it. So it's a surprisingly good book because I really didn't expect too much out of it. I mean, this might maybe be a sleeper.
Yeah, it could be.
For this
It
year,
could be.
maybe. Kind of like the Power Rangers Shattered Grid thing that happened a few years ago. Indie book, but most comic book people at least heard about it that year that it came out.
Yeah.
So this might maybe start circulating. I don't know.
And Shattered Grid was one of those that here in the shop, people just kept coming in and reordering. And if he's comparing it to that, of course I didn't read that either.
I didn't.
But could be a good book.
Well, I've got, I like the comics that make you think and make you wonder ahead of the stuff, and this one falls in that category. You're kind of curious what's going to happen, and like I said, he starts off in a certain situation and doesn't explain anything about how he got to that situation yet. So you're kind of trying to figure that one out.
Yeah, because I mean, even in this director's cut, it does have like little side bubbles from the actual guy that wrote it, where he even says like, well, I'm just doing this for a quick explanation on what's happened, because out of this, I think this recent run of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is up to issue like 93, 94, I believe. So, I mean, it's been going for a good while.
Well, final thoughts. Are you grading it? Are you rating?
I'm at least going to say a solid 8, but I am definitely wanting to see where this goes. This is definitely on the pool. I hope to eventually put the director's cut in my pull list, and if Mark can order one for me, a colored one, because just the few pages I've seen with the color in it, the artwork's even more beautiful in it.
Yeah, even I mean, the black and white looks good, but the few color that they show, black and white make gray. But even the colored pages they showed, it was better, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
And I'm a black and white fan. See, I like my gray, Black Hammer. I like my gray.
That's a great question.
Yeah. Anyways, let's don't get started. On that one. So you recommend it?
I highly recommend it. I think this is going to be a sleeper hit this year.
If you're into the Turtles and into the independent scene, I recommend it to you. I don't believe you'll go wrong with it. So,
Well, the last indie stuff I read was from Aftershock Comics, and it was the Rough Rider series with Teddy Roosevelt.
yeah.
And there are some really, really good independents out there. The White Widow stuff, people are going crazy over that. I haven't read it, but several people. Did you read White Widow, John?
I have not had a chance to read White Widow. I'm picking it up tomorrow when you bring my copy into the shop, and I'll probably read it then. That's probably going to be my review for the next episode, is White Widow.
Probably.
Probably.
Well, look at The Walking Dead. Look how big it got.
Yeah.
So, independent stuff, there's some stuff out there that's good.
Bloodshot's making a name for Valiant. Its first big movie. It's got a new run coming out with it. Honestly, the independents have stepped up their game to try to give competition to the big two.
Well, we thank you. Thank Jonathan. He's going to be one of the regulars.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, tell me about it. But anyways, thank you. Take that chair with you when you go.
Run, EMC, run.
Cracker?
You just about got me spit on there, dude.
And it wouldn't blaze. All right. Okay, let's start off. You want to do the Batman first?
Let's do Batman.
All right, we got together and we both done the Batman Beyond 31. It's been a cold read for both of us. We hadn't got a chance to read anything up till now. So this is just going to be our review, jumping in, you know, late into the series.
But it looks like it's going to be a good jumping on point.
Yeah, yeah. Looks like it's a new villain in it, so it looks like it'd be a good place to go ahead and start. I'll let you start this one off if you want to.
Well, new villain, so therefore we have a first appearance in the book. And the art stayed reasonable all the way through it. That's the variant cover. I'll show y'all the regular. That's the regular cover.
Both covers are good, but that variant, that's just a work of art.
Yeah. The variant is actually my personal book. It came out of my collection. Picked it up this week. I read it probably 3 or 4 hours ago. Was my first time to sit down and actually look through it. I like what they're doing with the Bruce Wayne character there.
Yes, yes, yes.
And Matt McGinnis no longer being able to be the Robin of that time.
Now that all started with the comeback of Joker, didn't it?
Well, to be honest with you, I didn't get a chance to read those books.
Well,
I
you know,
haven't.
it said ever since the Joker came back, you know, I'm not trying to give a spoiler away, but it kind of led you that direction.
Well, if you're a fan of Batman Beyond, the animated series, you're going to love these books. No doubt. Cover art, like I say, both books, really good. I just happen to prefer the variant on that one. And it's like Justice League Dark. From the time I started picking those up to current, I have got the variant cover on every one of them. So.
I enjoyed it. The artwork, was the downfall to me. When they had the characters, you know, as in their costume, the artwork seemed amazing. The iffy part was the human form of their side. It wasn't, you know, just didn't impress me that much. But the storyline, just, you know, like I say, a story can bring artwork. A storyline. Are you practicing for tomorrow? I mean, really. But anyways, the story can bring artwork through it.
Yeah.
You know, so that's a good thing.
Well, like I say, it stayed reasonable. It wasn't fantastic, but it stayed reasonable.
Yeah, it did.
all the way
It did.
through.
The storyline, like I say, it introduced a new villain. Kind of threw me off guard to begin with.
Yeah, because I'm like you. We actually talked about this beforehand. I thought it was Deathstroke.
Yeah,
I thought
I
it
did
was
too.
a new version of Deathstroke, but it was not.
You know, it was kind of a mind blower.
Yeah.
You know, but all in all, good read. I'm adding it to my collection, my pull list. And to me, that says something to me that how much a good book is, to add it to my pool.
So if y'all have any back issues of Batman Beyond, message Daniel.
Yeah.
The comments, he will probably buy those from you.
Good chance, as long as you're not asking an arm and a leg. But I do recommend it. Any Batman fan, even if you're not a Batman fan, Damien, he took Ra's al Ghul's place in that
this
run.
series.
Yeah, so everybody loves Damien. So I recommend it.
I do too. I'd give it a solid 8.5.
Yeah, I'll go 9. I did like the storyline that much. So
Like I say, 31. It's a good jumping on point. You're not too far behind on any story, and it looks like it's getting ready to make a good turn.
yeah, and it's, what I've noticed, and I did a little bit of research. The back issues don't seem to be that high, so it's not going to break the bank. You know, if you wanted to drop back and start from 1, I guess that had 2 ones, didn't it?
Yeah, the rebirth.
Yeah. So, like I say, it's a good book. Recommend it.
Now for Joshua Ferguson. He requested that we do a review on Ghost Rider.
And if you have Facebook, he's got a group page called Comic World.
Comic World.
Awesome group. go ahead and like it, join it. Um, call it. It's Frank. You know, we talked about Punisher, Frank last week. We're doing another Frank. This gives a side to Frank that a lot of people haven't seen.
I agree. It's a more human side.
Yes. That is the number one. That's one he wanted us to review. What is it up on now, Blaze? Your kids keeping it, ain't you?
I believe it's on 2 or 3.
2 or 3. At most 3, so it's a good start point. Go ahead and start in on it. We got somebody at the door, so we'll have to. You got it. All right. Artwork.
Artwork's probably 6.
Really?
It looked a little choppy to me in places. I liked it because it's Ghost Rider, and it's supposed to kind of look that way, but my eyes are not quite what they used to be. So,
Well, I'm gonna give it an 8 at least on the artwork myself. I'm not a Ghost Rider fan by no means, but you got Frank, flaming. So, no, I did. I liked the artwork. Storyline, I love the storyline behind it.
the story was good. It had a lot of little twists to it, and this series is going to be Frank's version in his own mind of what happens in the history of the Marvel Universe, as told by the Punisher, who happens to be Ghost Rider to a small child,
Happens to be his son,
who happens to be his son.
which his son thinks is, well, I ain't gonna get into that, but that'd be too much. But it starts off right after Frank becoming the actual Cosmic Ghost Rider run, don't it?
Yeah, it picks up immediately after.
Let's see. I've got it right. Thank you, man. So, we're dead.
When y'all see that, can point to it, anything.
The Cosmic Ghost Rider run.
Anyway, Cosmic Ghost Rider run. And
Well, it even gives a backstory
Yeah.
to it, so it keeps you,
where he went and kidnapped baby Thanos and tried to make him a better person.
and he realized that he was an idiot for doing such.
Yeah. Because even Death, standing in the background in the final issue, told him that was exactly what I needed, Frank. Somebody had to teach him how to kill.
Yeah.
So that was. This has been a good pickup from right behind that, because now he's trapped in time. He can't make his way back to where he was.
Yeah.
So he has to just continue to go forward.
Yeah, and you have Frank, the Punisher, the man known for not having a heart when it comes to what he has to do.
Oh yeah, the character who shot and killed jaywalkers
Yeah,
in some of the earlier issues because they were breaking the law.
yeah. You get to see a human side to a man, like say something you don't see too often. He's got to pretend that he's not Frank.
Yeah.
To keep, people safe. I'm assuming where it's going. But storyline, again, it pulled the art through. Like I say, the art wasn't perfect, but I did like the art more than a 6 myself. Storyline is good. The only fault that I had against it is it seemed to drag out longer than it needed to.
I would agree with that, but when you're telling a story to a 4 to 5 year old kid,
Yeah.
it kind of has to.
And I understand
go
it's
that way.
going to be a limited run, so they're trying to get everything they need to into the each issue. But it was just a little bit longer than I thought it should have been. But that's my opinion.
In a way, I agree with you, but at the same time, the stories that he told in the first issue were really good stories. Even though we know that they're all false, but
Yeah.
they were good stories.
Well, he compares certain beings to Cookie Monster.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't
Yeah.
get much better than that. And his Well, no, that'd be a spoiler. Well, I'm gonna say it anyways. His kid thinks he's a pedophile when he knocks on the door.
Yeah.
You know, so Frank, proud of his son at the same time. But I recommend it. Like I say, it's just gonna be how many issues you think they say it's gonna be? Does it say?
It doesn't say. I think it's running 4 or 5.
Yeah. So you're looking at a 4 or 5 issue run, maybe 6. So it's worth the pickup. It really is. But like I say, I recommend it.
Yeah, I do too. It was a good story, and if you're a Punisher or a Ghost Rider fan, either one,
Yeah.
it's definitely a good solid read.
I'm a Punisher fan, so him, going mad to begin with,
Yeah.
he's got that Deadpool edge, about him. It makes for an interesting character. So, yeah, that was it. One.
That's it. Which one was your favorite one this week?
I've got to go with the Batman. It was a better read to me. Like I say, that one dragged out a little bit longer than I thought it should. This one, it was spot on. The artwork, to me, no clear winner.
No, not really.
But as far as the storyline goes, like I say, I'm adding that to my pull list. So,
Well, they're both already on my pull list, so hard decision, but I'm probably going to have to go with Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
The story was good. It flowed well. There wasn't many interruptions in it.
and what I like, this one left you hanging and wanting more. It left you at a spot that you're like, why? Why now?
Yeah.
And that one, it kind of ended itself to start off on another run. But, yeah. Before it gets messed up, I'll let you go ahead and take that back.
Okay, what's been your favorite storyline running right now?
Well, I have to say, after we done the review on the Punisher, War of the Realms, I bought the number 1 off of you.
Yeah.
I would have bought number 2, but you're out of stock. Number 1, it reminds you of the Cosmic. It goes on a little bit farther than you think it should, but it was awesome. It was really good. And you kind of get more understanding for the Punisher, or what's happening.
Yeah.
How about you?
Probably still in my favorite reads right now is going to be Red Hood Outlaw.
Well, yeah.
But the new Guardians of the Galaxy's been good.
Okay.
It's been a good solid read all the way through, and it's got Cosmic Ghost Rider back in it again.
Now, for the viewers, they switched up the team. I mean, there's still a few who all was in it this time.
I can't even remember right now at this point. But
Well, you got the Cosmic Ghost Rider.
well, you've got the old team, part of the old team, and part of the new team. They're facing off against each other.
Okay, so they haven't made that split yet.
No.
Okay, all right. Yeah, he was on to me for about, a year. Switched over to Red Hood. He's like, man, you need to try it, you need to try it, you need to try it. And I actually started picking it up, and he became the Outlaw, by himself. And dropped back and picked up every issue.
Yeah.
I'm missing one. So if you've got the annual number 2, I need it.
That's the only one I haven't been able to find for him.
Yeah. But in all honesty, if you just need anything found, you can't have your local shop, can't find it, give Mark a call, his wife Cole. They go out of their way to find it. It's Green Dragon Comics and Collectibles. You can find them on Facebook. Happy to help everybody. We love the comics. We want to share the love. We want to share the love. But
we got to kind of throw out a salute to Dave, who was over here with us there a few minutes ago. He is kind enough to run Double D's Variety Store here in Mountain City, Tennessee, and to allow us to sit here and do this inside the area that I rent off of him as a comic shop. And good guy, come in. He's got all kinds of toys over there on the wall.
Yeah, he's got new release movies, toys, tools, antiques, knives, about anything you need. I'm looking at a poker table. It's got places for your drinks, your chips, right now. He's got the hat that Blaze was wearing. So he's got about everything you need. Hey, the Flippin' Tech guy is the star of the show. Just saying.
Yeah, but
He's
So sparkly.
yeah, he's buffing up. Puff Magic Dragon. I ate my Wheaties. But anyways, the more we go, the more comfortable we're going to feel. So if you don't like what we're doing now, you're really going to hate it later. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. We're a bunch of guys that best friends. You know, we're good friends. We give each other crap.
if you think this is bad, you ought to see us in here on a Saturday together.
Yeah, well, y'all saw us 5 seconds before we started, filming.
Yeah.
We had to get it all out of our system. But if we offend you, I'm sorry. But that sounds sincere enough. Like I said, we are who we are. We do thank you in all honesty. We thank you if you're watching it. We hope you continue watching it.
We hope you like and share if you like what you're seeing. And if you want us to review something in particular, it doesn't matter if it's old stock, new stuff, give us a shout out on the YouTube page. And if we can find a copy of it, we'll definitely read it and review it for you.
And I also want to say, we was talking about doing some shirts, Rednecks on Comics, and for some reason my Flippin' Tech guy went big. I still don't understand it, but a lot of people like it. So we're going to make shirts as Redneck on Comics, silhouette of us, Flippin' Tech guy on the back. Already got one sold, so if you're interested, leave us a comment. Yeah, we're going to do the Black Hammer. We're going to do a Indy Yankee. I still can't say that without saying Indy Yankee. We still got to come up with one for Mr. David. I've got one, but I can't say it on camera. But no, we hope you enjoy it.
Good night.